It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Giants on Sunday night primetime.
Well, the Giants began play all the way back in 1925. And almost 100 years later, this venue was built to house their next era. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And we're off from MetLife. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes. I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. He's got his man, that's Travis Kelce. Oh, this big guy is moving! Touchdown, Kansas City! The Chiefs take a 6-0 lead right away. Travis Kelce, the touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for him, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Now Harrison Butker for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Butker on now to kick this one away. Gray now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game. That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Now Wilson on the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. He keeps it and takes off. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. He lofts it deep left. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. From the gun, it's Tracy. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Jaden Hicks there on the tackle. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Wilson on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Giants will have a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Shotgun snap for Wilson. That pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
A handoff to Tracy. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Leo Chanel able to bring him down. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with third down and 3.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. He finds Johnson. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Here's Tracy once more. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Pickup of 6, and now they've got third and 7.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Throwing on third, Wilson. Connects with Johnson. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They're now set for first and 10. Russ setting to throw. This finds Bellinger. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Russ now from the gun. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Sticking in the air with Wilson. He's got him. That's Tracy. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First down, here's Russ. Cut near the goal line. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. Offense to the line for 2nd down. A give right side to Tracy. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain, and now they're just inches short for 3rd down.
The chances of stalling this drive defensively seem bleak, but how about now? Look at those odds changing, Kate. Still not great, but you could feel a little momentum on their side. Maybe they can muster it up and get back to it.
And he's across for the touchdown, and that flag is not going to stop this celebration. They know that's an offsides call. Got to the end zone with a free play, so they will, of course, decline offsides and take the points. Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants start off well to tie things 7-7. Gano ready to send this away. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Chiefs sending their offense out for the 2nd time this game. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building. I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
2nd and 1. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Micah McFadden able to make the play.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Completes this one to Rice. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 3 on that gain. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the 1st. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. About set for the 2nd quarter. Chiefs football here. They've got a first to begin the frame. Again, Mahomes to throw. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Drew Phillips making the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to the air, Mahomes. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
One of the tight ends in motion left. Another throw for Mahomes. Hauled in by Gray. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
It's Pacheco on third. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Mahomes to throw for it. Kelsey makes the catch. And he's brought down for a loss. And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
The Giants and Tyrone Tracy are running back on now. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run in crossing that 1st down marker.
They go right back to Tracy. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st and 10 from the 41. A give to Tracy up the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He's contained at the line for no gain. Trent McDuffie getting there for the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
Wilson now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They're set up at the 35 now. On first down, it's Wilson. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought to a halt by Brian Cook. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
He finds Slayton. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And the Giants will have a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And a man is there to knock that away. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Third and long for him here. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You know, Kate, we talk about these wide receivers all the time and their incredible body control, but I'll say this, these pass rushers in this day and age, the body control they have to get home on these sacks, but more importantly, to create these strip sacks is so hard to do, and that is a master's class in how to take the ball away. Well done.
The Chiefs offense set to take over again. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing now following the turnover. Hauled in by Rice. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brought to a halt by Deontay Banks.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Completed over the middle. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought to a halt by Deontay Banks. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Chiefs trying to make some noise before halftime. And the Giants going nickel, 3rd down coming. Looking to throw Mahomes. Gets it to him on the screen. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop-back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Throwing again, Mahomes. Finds his man, Rice. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Throwing on first down, Mahomes. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up. Ooh, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. And now they face second down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. Throwing is Mahomes. He's got him. That's Pacheco.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. First, second, third down, sometimes even fourth. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Up and good from Blankenship. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Gray now on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Giants returning their offense and this running back to the field. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. With the time remaining, we'll see if they can get this into field goal range before halftime. Dumped off to his running back. And that's good for a gain of 5. Christian Fulton the one to bring him down. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 34. Throw left side, complete. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Robinson sent in motion left. First down, here's Russ. Got a man, Robinson has it. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Russ is cooking again. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Wilson to throw again. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on third down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Graham Gano and the Giants field goal unit out. Ball spotted on the left hash, 49 yards out. The kick by Gonzalez is good. The flag is down, though, so let's see if this kick stands or not. Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. Well, Brock Martin, a touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Throwing it just before halftime. He's throwing deep to the left side. Taking a deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. So we're at halftime of this Sunday night matchup. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They are all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
They're on now to kick this one away. Gray now on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So to begin the third quarter, the New York offense returning to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. It's Tracy on the carry. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he gets him around 6 there. Something he does so well. Nick Bolton making the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
2nd and 4. He finds Johnson. They'll touch him down a couple of yards away from that marker.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and just 2 to go. Running this with Tracy. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Russ off the play fake. He beams one deep right side. He's got it inside the 10. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
So after that big play, Brock, they need just that final yard here on 1st and goal. Here's an option play to the left. Diving for the goal line, and it's not free! And this is picked up by the Chiefs. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
That is such a gut punch as a quarterback. You put in so much work to get down near the goal line, and then you've got to take care of the football. You can't be reckless with the ball. Those defenders are looking to knock it free, and that's exactly what they did, keeping points off the board.
Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Run from Pacheco to start the half. And he's charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go play action. It's Mahomes. Hauled in by Worthy. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Blitz coming, Mahomes. Dump off caught by his back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the air, Mahomes. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Again, Mahomes to throw. Kelsey makes the catch. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Another throw for Mahomes. He'll get this one to Brown. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Right back to Pacheco. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. They'll go back to Pacheco on first. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Bobby Okereke making that stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
A 2nd down run by Pacheco. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tyler Nubin with the tackle. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On target to Worthy. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They'll motion a tight end left. Mahomes on 1st and 10. And they're going to tag a defender with this one. So pass interference on the shot to the end zone, and now they're going to be set up on the goal line with a great chance to get the touchdown anyway. Working inside the red zone. Left side, it's caught by Rice. They're lining up on the doorstep. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Pacheco goes up and over for the touchdown. The Chiefs grab the lead on their first series of the half. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. And after that last-second score in the 3rd, we'll resume play with a kickoff. Butker on now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Giants and Russell Wilson headed back to the field now. And you tell us this all the time, Brock. Touchdowns aren't the only stats that make a quarterback, right? Yep, he's nodding right now. But the absence of any from his ledger, well, that's problematic. And his struggles are indicative of the challenge that this offense as a group has really been fighting all game long. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Russ now from the gun. The throw left side finds Johnson. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Taking the handoff. Now Wilson connects with Slayton. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. This is Tracy. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10 plus, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
Wilson with it on first. Gets this to Johnson. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Robinson sent in motion left. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. They run. Here's Tracy. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Just 1 yard. Could have used considerably more. That's going to bring up 3rd and very long. On play action now, Wilson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
3rd and long, and that coordinator decides to dial up the pressure, and they get to the quarterback. You know why I love this call, Kate? It's not just because of the aggressive makeup, but you really dictate to that offense. 3rd and extra long is a great time to blitz because either you get home like that or the ball's got to come out way short of the sticks. Job well done defensively.
Direction doesn't look good here. He missed it right. And the deficit remains unchanged here in the 4th.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Completes this one to Gray. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Tight end going in motion here. That one's incomplete over the middle. Nearly an interception on that play. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Motion man is the tight end here, going left. 3rd and short, here's Mahomes. And once again, they can't connect. This one misses the tight end. And 4th and 4 coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Chiefs looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes Matt Araiza to handle it. Now we're going to have a stoppage after that return. Looks like somebody was shaken up on the play. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Wilson now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Play action, it's Wilson. Flushed out of the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, you'll often hear me talk about setting an edge. Well, think of it this way as well, especially with a bootleg. You want to be like the jaws of a defense. You want to just keep him inside. Get those jaws a-closing, and there's no escape valve for the QB then.
Chiefs in a nickel set for this 3rd down call. They kick the running back in motion. He'll throw it. Escapes the pocket. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Some squads you just see love to do this, Kate, and I've got so much respect for defensive coordinators who late in the game, instead of playing prevent, well, they step up the aggression meter. Back-to-back sacks puts this offense and this quarterback way off schedule.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. The return begins on their side of midfield. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And the Chiefs will get set to go on offense. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Has a man, it's Brown. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he pushed deep into enemy territory with that, down inside the 25. Looks like a gain of around 7. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 3 now. Now a give left side to Pacheco. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Back to throw. can't connect on the third down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got fourth down.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. He'll look to throw it. This one finds Kelsey. And he's tackled with the first, and that's going to be the second for New York. And they'll have just one left to burn now. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Running up the middle, Pacheco. And he pushes it further into the red zone, down inside the 15. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. It's Pacheco again. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need one more now on 3rd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign where they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. They'll run it. Here's Pacheco. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 1 big yard, Brock, because that sets him up with 1st and goal.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. The Chiefs in a victory formation here as they take a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the 2nd half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.